Tonight at 5, as the conflict between Israel and Hamas stretches into another day, desperate Americans are looking to flee the areas hit by war.
Plus, we're breaking down new research that shows about 10% of Wisconsin students are not up to date on their vaccines, why some families are hesitant.
And one lucky Wisconsinite gets the surprise of a lifetime, winning a Publishers Clearinghouse grand prize. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. An alert day continues this evening due to all that rain out there.
And we could see even more rain tomorrow. We have live alert day team coverage tonight at 5. Meteorologist Jacob Madison tells us what to expect for the rest of the night and into the weekend.
And Catherine Merck is live at Waunakee High School to show us how the weather is impacting homecoming events there and other places too. But let's start with Jacob out on the weather patio.
Yeah, just over the last 10 minutes or so, the rain has started once again. Very, very light, I should point out. And for the most part, we're only going to see light rain over the next couple of hours. But as you see, there's nothing even on radar. But just because there's not anything on radar doesn't mean we aren't going to see that light rain. Now, talking about the rain that we've seen so far, now what you're seeing is not official reports. This is all radar estimated. But pretty much our entire area have seen over an inch of rain, with some places seeing up to 2 to 3 inches, and I can't confirm, but according to this, we have seen roughly 3.5 inches of rain for some locations. Now, we'll have more detailed readings of how much rain we've received over the weekend, but here's just kind of an early estimate right now. We're also seeing some pretty gusty winds, 18 miles per hour right now in Madison, 20 in some locations, so the winds are still impacting our area. Wind is just picked up as I speak about it. Now, looking at the evening forecast, we're going to continue to see some of these scattered showers, possibly some rounds of heavy rain in the far southern portion of our area. But in terms of precipitation totals, the heaviest rain has definitely passed, but we will continue to see some scattered showers, maybe some light storms during the overnight hours. And then by the time we get to the day tomorrow, we are going to see conditions clear up. Now, looking at the evening forecast, some on and off showers, not going to be very heavy, maybe up to moderate levels, but not expect to see anything too bad overnight, but the rain is going to continue nonetheless. I'll talk more in detail about your weekend forecast coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. A storm system is bringing much needed rain to south central Wisconsin today. As Jacob was talking about, while that's very good for the grass, it is not so great for the high schoolers who were getting ready for homecoming celebrations.
Our Catherine Merck joins us live at Waunakee High School. That's just one school impacted by today's weather. Catherine?
Yeah, as we just heard in the weather forecast, a lot of the rain has stopped for the moment here in Waunakee. Nothing in the sky right now. However, some of the athletes out here earlier were telling me, as I was in the locker room, that they had to be out here in some of those weather conditions. And so that has caused some adjustments, not only here at Waunakee High School, but at some other schools in the area as well. Here at Waunakee, they actually had to cancel their homecoming parade, and then they moved up their homecoming game time from 7 to 6:30 in order to accommodate for some of the lightning delays that could happen. I spoke to the principal and the athletic director about what went into this decision in terms of safety.
Lightning carries a 30-minute delay for each most recent lightning strike. So in order to not run into a situation where we were possibly finishing at 11:30 midnight, we moved up the game a half an hour just to give us that buffer room.
And like I was saying, this is not just here at Waunakee High School. Some other schools that have had to adjust their homecoming festivities due to the weather include Mount Horeb, Sun Prairie East, Oregon High School, and Janesville Parker High School. So if you're coming out here to one of the games tonight, like we heard in the forecast, things have potential to be in and out. Make sure to download our First Warn weather app to get the most updated forecast, not just for the night, but for the evening as well and into the weekend. Reporting live in Waunakee, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. Police are investigating after one person was shot early this morning in Fitchburg. Officers were called to the 200 block of Deer Valley Road for a report of shots fired. The victim was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Several shell casings were found at the scene. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to call police.
Madison police are still searching for 5 people wanted in a shooting that left 15-year-old Kaisha Miller dead. Police have shared these images showing a Lexus SUV pulling up to the area. 4 people got out, opened fire. A 5th person remained inside the vehicle. If you have any information about these pictures, you can call Madison Area Crime Stoppers 608-266 6014. Meanwhile, a GoFundMe is raising money for Miller's family to help pay for funeral costs. They're hoping to raise $20,000. So far, it has raised more than $3,000 now at this hour.
10% of students across Wisconsin are not up to date on their vaccines this school year. That number is down from last year, but it's still significantly higher than pre-pandemic levels.
The new report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum this week says vaccine hesitancy left over from the pandemic is partially to blame. Braden Ross joins us with more on that research. Braden?
Yeah, officials battled COVID vaccine misinformation throughout the COVID pandemic, but did that skepticism bleed over into other vaccines? The Wisconsin Policy Forum says yes. There are 9 vaccines required for school-age kids in Wisconsin, protecting them from illnesses like measles, mumps, and chickenpox. But parents can get waivers for those requirements on the basis of religion, medical reasons, and personal conviction. It's that personal conviction exception that Wisconsin Policy Forum Communications Director Mark Sommerhauser says is partly to blame for the uptick in under-vaccinated students.
The share of students getting the personal conviction waivers actually has increased quite a bit. 2 decades ago, in 2003, it was just 2.6% of students, now up to almost 5% in the most recent year. So still not a large share of the overall student population, but it has almost doubled over the last couple of decades.
Sommerhauser says skepticism of the COVID vaccine could be responsible for even more uptick in personal conviction waivers in the last few years. The last few years also saw an uptick in kids who are behind schedule on their vaccines. That could also be partially blamed on the COVID pandemic's impact on healthcare in general. Coming up at 6, a vaccine expert and pharmacist weighs in on the vaccine hesitancy. Hear why she says it's a problem and what we can do to fix it.
We will see you at 6, Braden. Thank you. Nearly 500,000 baby bibs and blankets have been recalled because of a possible choking hazard. The recall involves roughly 450,000 sleepyhead loveys and bandana bibs from Little Sleepies. The company says the care instruction label on the products can detach, posing a choking hazard. They were sold online and at boutiques nationwide in a variety of colors and patterns from February of 2021 through September of last year. Little Sleepies says they have received 2 reports of the label detaching, but no injuries have been reported.
Last night, the state assembly passed a series of bills along a party line vote, including a bill to ban gender-affirming care for minors in Wisconsin.
Throughout the debate, there were questions of what exactly that type of care looks like in Wisconsin. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us with more context. Will?
Well, that bill to ban the gender-affirming care was authored by Republicans, and they argued during the debate last night that this is crucial legislation to protect Wisconsin children. Now, they drew comparisons to how other countries are regulating gender-affirming care for minors. And this week on For the Record, we sat down with Wisconsin Watch reporter Phoebe Petrovic, who's been investigating some of these comparisons and how that stacks up to what we are talking about here in Wisconsin.
Republican representatives in particular have pointed to Scandinavian countries as sort of rolling back gender-affirming care for young people. It is still accessible in extreme cases in some countries. The difference is in countries like Norway and Finland and the UK that research is being done because there is no ban, but the bans in the US would prohibit any research from happening.
Now, this is part of the context that we explore on this issue, including what gender-affirming care actually looks like here in Wisconsin. You can find more of Phoebe Petrovic's reporting at wisconsinwatch.org and see our full interview this Sunday on For the Record.
All right, Will, thank you. New at 5, the Wisconsin Historical Society Traveling History Makers Tour kicked off this month, and the organization celebrating a new space in downtown Madison. The History Makers Tour will travel to all areas of the state before wrapping up in northeastern Wisconsin in early 2027. The society will work with local history organizations, libraries, cultural venues, and other partners to bring history directly to communities through pop-up exhibits, artifact displays, author talks, special events, and more. The History Makers Tour will make its first stops in Beaver Dam, Jefferson, Monticello, New Glarus, and Sun Prairie. The 100,000 square foot History Center is expected to open on the Capitol Square in 2026.
Our classroom activities are all based on different social studies standards and curriculum for Wisconsin. And one of those things is thinking about how students themselves, together with their peers, might build an exhibit. So one of the really cool programs is classes coming here to actually build their own exhibit on the wall of our classroom space.
The statewide tour is made possible thanks to generous support from Culver's and a grant from the Institute of Museum and Library Services. Now to the war overseas as Israel continues to attack Hamas targets from the air. Palestinians in and around Gaza are fleeing ahead of a possible ground invasion. Today, Israeli officials told more than 1 million people to leave the northern part of Gaza City after Hamas attacked dozens of targets in southern Israel. President Biden held a call for over an hour with relatives of Americans who still remain unaccounted for. It came as the former head of Hamas called for a global day of rage.
I assured them my personal commitment to do everything possible to return every missing American to their families.
Despite security fears, demonstrations have been taking place in support of Israel nationwide and in support of Palestinians. Extra measures are also being taken in major cities across the U.S. to ensure public safety.
Meanwhile, thousands of U.S. citizens in Israel are trying to leave the region as soon as possible. Ian Lee tells us dozens of airlines have canceled commercial flights, so many Americans are hoping the government can arrange a quick evacuation.
Air raid sirens sent people running off the streets of Tel Aviv and into the stairwells of buildings. Israel's president and EU leaders rushed into an underground shelter. The Israeli military says it intercepted rockets fired from Gaza ahead of Israel's threatened ground invasion.
So we're taking cover in this building, really derelict building. This is kind of the life that people in Israel live right now.
U.S. officials announced Thursday they're working to evacuate thousands of Americans stuck in Israel, chartering flights beginning Friday. In recent days, other governments have evacuated their citizens, including Nepal, Germany, Thailand, Brazil, and Canada. Many having spent days in bomb shelters, some even injured in fighting. Argentine citizens applauded when they landed in Rome, and an Australian woman broke down in tears when she arrived in Athens, Greece.
It's the most inhumane thing I've seen.
Jessica Nagar-Zadani is desperately trying to return to California with her 3 children. She told her story on CBS Mornings from a bomb shelter.
It is confusing. We're having to kind of facilitate calling the embassy, calling whomever we can to get any information, and usually that's none.
The U.S. State Department says at least 20,000 U.S. citizens have reached out to them for departure assistance since the war began. Ian Lee, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Still ahead at 5, Jacob has more on today's Rainy Alert Day.
Plus, a Black Earth woman's determination finally pays off. She wins a Publishers Clearinghouse grand prize.
And mixed numbers to close the week on Wall Street. The Dow adds 39 at the closing bell. The Nasdaq falls 167 points. S&P 500 loses about 22. We'll be right back.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800 got junk. I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
The best night's sleep starts on a new Beauty Rest from Steinhafels. During our anniversary sale, Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at only $3.99. Upgrade to the luxury and comfort of a Beauty Rest Black for just $44 per month when you use Steinhafels' special 72-month financing. And save up to $800 on Beauty Rest Black adjustable base sets. Plus, you'll get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. With Dean Health Plan, you can get the coverage you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. That includes medical, hospital, and prescription coverage with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits, plus extra benefits like comprehensive dental and savings on over-the-counter pharmacy items. Call 1-855-822-6173 now to request your free Dean Health Plan guide. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
For over 6 decades, Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for everyone. Starting Saturday at 7 a.m., the tradition continues during Blaine's Toyland opening weekend, like top toys from Barbie, Hot Wheels, Melissa and Doug, and more. Plus, shop our Super Weekend doorbusters throughout the store, like $100 instant savings on any Cub Cadet snow thrower, and get these men's, kids, and toddlers outerwear styles for half price. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, where wishes come true for everyone, starting Saturday at 7 a.m.
Now's the time for a new Leisure Concepts hot tub, so check out this amazing special purchase. This 6x7 foot hot tub seats 4 adults beautifully, has a powerful 3-horse jet pump, LED lights, 24 stainless steel jets, and a thick winterproof cover. The best part, right now it's just $59.95, and that includes delivery and training. Just $59.95 for all this. Get to Leisure Concepts ASAP and get yours delivered now.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Scattered showers will continue tonight and early tomorrow. Alex will have more details at 6.
And 10% of Wisconsin students do not meet the school vaccination requirements. Why fewer children are getting their vaccines tonight. That's 6.
Get ready for an improved news experience. The all-new Channel 3000 News app is here. Experience a website-like layout and swipe through articles without returning to the home screen. Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan received about 25 more votes today than he received earlier this week when the GOP conference voted Majority Leader Steve Scalise to be their nominee for Speaker of the House. That was earlier in the week. Then Scalise withdrew his bid last night, and deep divisions remain among House Republicans.
Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan on Friday won a secret ballot vote by House Republicans in his bid to win the GOP nomination for Speaker.
We had a number of our colleagues come to that call me last night, which I think we have. So we will go to the conference and talk with our colleagues. But I feel real good about my side.
But some House Republicans are skeptical Jordan will be able to get enough support from moderates to get the 217 votes needed to win on the House floor.
I think there's enough people that would see what has happened and transpired over the last 40 hours to not support him that we're going to have the same problem with Jordan that we had with Scalise. So I think it's a math problem.
Jordan faced competition from Georgia Congressman Austin Scott, who filed to run on Friday, saying he wants to, quote, lead a House that functions.
If we as Republicans are getting the majority, we have to do the right things the right way. We're not doing that right now.
As this race drags on following McCarthy's ouster more than a week ago, House Republicans have expressed they're disappointed with their process.
There's some deep mistrust, there's some communication problems, and some things are jacked up.
While the timeline remains up in the air, House Democrats are urging their members to be ready to vote on a moment's notice. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Jim Jordan received his undergrad degree in economics from UW-Madison in 1986. House Democrats are expected to nominate and vote unanimously for Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. That means Republicans can only have 4 members vote opposite of the rest of their caucus in order to have their candidate get the votes necessary. The rainy alert day continues tonight. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano with your forecasts.
Thanks, Eric. Here are the 3 things you need to know going forward. We are going to continue to see some on and off rain for this evening and tonight. And we're also going to see those winds continue. We'll have gusts up to 35 miles per hour for our entire area, and that will continue through the day tomorrow. And we also will see some light rain during the day tomorrow, but it's not expected to be very heavy by the time we get to the afternoon, especially. Now, looking at the current radar, not really seeing much in our area right now. Just because there isn't anything on radar, though, doesn't mean it's not raining. When I was out there earlier, we didn't have anything on the radar, but we still had some light rain. Now, to the south of us, there is still some heavy rain and a few thunderstorms in Illinois and Iowa, and this will track into southern Wisconsin, so we're not out of the woods yet, even for the possibility of heavy rain. So throughout the later evening, we'll see more showers and possibly a few storms develop. And then as we get towards the overnight hours, some of that rain will creep into the southern portion of the state, possibly bringing some heavy rain, especially in the far southern portion of our area near the Illinois border. But by the time we get to sunrise, a lot of that rain will start to break up, and it will continue to break up throughout the late morning and afternoon tomorrow. So going forward, we could see a few sprinkles during the afternoon on Saturday, but for the most part, we're not going to see a lot of rain, especially the later in the day we get. We may even see some sunshine before the day is up, but then we will likely see some sunshine on Sunday, although we are going to see on and off cloud cover in general. So total precipitation, this is now going forward, especially off to the north and west, not going to see that much, but areas near the lake could still see quite a bit of rain, and as I mentioned, areas in the far southern portion of the state state. Could see maybe up to a ½ inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain with the rainfall that we see tonight. Now, we also are going to continue to see some gusty winds. They'll continue to be up to 35 miles per hour for really our entire area. But then throughout the day, it will slowly diminish, especially by the time we get to the overnight hours tomorrow. The winds aren't going to be a huge factor. And then Sunday, they're going to be even less, but maybe still a bit breezy. Not as bad as they are right now. Low temperatures tonight will be around 50 for much of our area. Not going to drop all that much as we are still expect to see some scattered showers. Tomorrow, though, not going to see the temperatures rise all that much either, with highs in the middle to lower 50s, maybe upper 50s for areas to the west of Madison. Now, for those of you that plan on attending the Badgers football game, it's going to be pretty chilly with temperatures in the lower 50s. A light shower possible, but fairly dry. It is going to be breezy with not a lot of sunshine, so definitely bundle up. Now, if we look at the 7-day forecast, temperatures will drop a little bit to start next work week. Highs will be in the lower 50s. Overnight lows may even drop into the 30s, but we are going to warm up throughout the week with highs in the lower 60s for Wednesday and next weekend. Now, looking at your first warn traffic, there are some slowdowns on the 18 towards Verona, also on the 151 coming from Madison. But much of Madison, including the Beltline, Interstate, and most of the downtown area, pretty clear from any traffic at this hour. A lot of it has to do with the rain kind of dying down. Visibility is a lot better. 15 minutes in both directions, eastbound and westbound. Sun Prairie to downtown on the Beltline also pretty good right now. And that's your first warn traffic. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Jacob, thank you. New at 5. Today, a woman from Black Earth got the surprise of a lifetime. Melinda McBride won a Las Vegas vacation package worth $10,000 from Publishers Clearinghouse. She said she got into the habit of playing their online games for prize entries every night, and her determination finally paid off. McBride had the option of taking either the Vegas vacation or a $10,000 cash prize. In the end, she decided to take the money. Congratulations to Melinda. Can you imagine the doorbell? I didn't even know they were still doing that.
Ed McMahon, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day? You bet.
Coming up, one strike ends, but another continues. The latest in the country's labor disputes after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. Because around here, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after a car accident or return to the job following an injury, it's us fighting the odds and the insurance company to make sure you get the compensation you and your family deserve. No one loves a great comeback story more than Lawton Cates, which motivates us to fight for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
Feldco's got you covered this fall with 40% off windows and 40% off roofing. Plus, no interest for 1 year. 40% off windows and roofing won't last long. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Oftentimes, we've heard those ideas of what we cannot do. My Thriving Financial Advisor gave me the tools to say I can.
Interested in an electric vehicle? Connect with the team that is leading the charge, Berkshire Automotive. Whether it's EVs like Lyriq, Lightning, Hummer, ID4, or hundreds of others, Berkshire has the largest selection of electric vehicles in Wisconsin and a team you can trust. Buy with confidence and complete peace of mind from Wisconsin's #1 automotive retailer. Berkshire Automotive, driven to deliver gas, hybrid, or electric.
It hits you when you step into any of the 3 Willie Street Co-op stores, the smell of freshness. We work with hundreds of farms and vendors to bring you natural, organic, and local food selection unmatched in Madison. Everyone is welcome at Willie Street Co-op, and if you join our more than 30,000 owners, you'll get more sales, discounts, and perks. Fresh, local, organic, yours, Willie Street Co-op.
No matter what kind of store you visit,
no matter what kind of tobacco you ask for. It's illegal to sell tobacco products to anyone under 21. So remember to bring your ID. It will get checked. Because in Wisconsin, 21 means 21, no matter what.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The union representing more than 140,000 auto workers is threatening more strikes.
But another major labor dispute appears to be over. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
Some 85,000 healthcare employees appear to have a new deal with hospital giant Kaiser Permanente. U.S. Acting Secretary of Labor Julie Su was brought in for negotiations and helped announce the agreement in an audio briefing.
This is the culmination of actually many hours of bargaining by the parties.
The tentative agreement would raise wages 21% over 4 years and establish a minimum wage for Kaiser healthcare employees, $25 an hour in California and $23 an hour in other states. Workers will vote to approve the deal next week.
But while one labor dispute appears to be ending, the month-long strike at America's big three automakers could be expanding.
We're entering a new phase of this fight, and it demands a new approach.
United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain says new strikes could come at any time.
A negotiation requires both sides making movement. If they're not ready to move, then we're going to give them a push in a language they understand, dollars and cents.
Earlier this week, workers walked off the job at a huge Ford plant in Kentucky after talks with the company broke down. Ford leaders have offered a 23% pay raise and say they can't go higher.
We deserve every dime that we've earned, that we work for.
But right now, there is no indication a deal is in the works. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And we'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
Don't miss Wisconsin's best mattress deals this fall, only at Ashley's Inventory Liquidation event. Find clearance and overstocked mattresses throughout the store at huge discounts while they last, and low monthly payment options, only at Ashley.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
Save big on your next painting project with 11% off everything at Menards. DuraClean is an interior paint and primer in one. It comes in a variety of colors, and it's washable, scrubbable, and stain-resistant. A gallon of flat is just $22.95 after rebate. Finish your renovations with DuraClean Kitchen and Bath Interior Paint. With its mildew-resistant coating, it will protect your walls from frequent exposure to moisture. Get a gallon for $32.79 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Every spring, the love of my life came here to paint. Cress helped us make sure she's never forgotten.
We are Cress. We truly believe your memories matter.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power, or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Don't miss Wisconsin's best deals this fall. Only at Ashley's inventory liquidation event. Everything must go. Save as much as 60% store-wide. Plus, low monthly payment options. Only at Ashley.
On this Friday night, we continue our reporting from here in Israel with a story of heartbreak and hope. We had heard about these Israeli twin babies found unharmed at a kibbutz where Hamas murdered their parents. Today, we met their family and the twin boys, just 10 months old. We'll share with you how the babies survived 14 hours alone and their remarkable rescue. That's tonight from here in Tel Aviv on the CBS Evening News.
And tonight at 6, Quick Trip officials share an update as they work to resolve some issues with their rewards app and Plus card. We'll have the details next hour. Join us for News 3 Now at 6. Back to Jacob. One final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we are going to see temperatures improve throughout next week with highs possibly in the lower 60s for Wednesday and then for next weekend. As far as the rainfall goes, we could continue to see some rain this evening and tonight with some light rain tomorrow. Not going to be that heavy at all. For the Badgers game, it should be dry with maybe a sprinkle here or there. Temperatures will drop before they rise back up to the 60s. Another chance of rain on Thursday.
All right, more updates next hour in 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News live from Tel Aviv is next.